Hello, I am Sylvia. I'm the program manager with Befrienders, and this is Lauren. She's the year-long intern we have through MSU that has really helped us get Lend a Hand rolling. So, welcome to the Lend a Hand training guide, and we appreciate you volunteering with Lend a Hand and your patience while we've been really getting Lend a Hand rolling.
So for our training overview, we'll be talking about how to set up the Point app for volunteering, what Lend a Hand is, our policy do and don'ts, the Lend a Hand process, as well as speaking briefly about elder abuse.
And the volunteer onboarding. So we've received your application, you've watched this training, and you've downloaded the Point app. Once we've seen that you've requested to join the Befrienders organization, we will conduct a background check, and once that's cleared, we will move you into being able to see all the tasks within the Point app.
And then so for our current programming, we have our Befriend a Senior program, which is our long-term commitment, where we match socially isolated seniors with volunteers for companionship, support, and advocacy. This is where our Befriender meets once a week for at least an hour throughout the year. And then we'll be talking about Lend a Hand today, which is our short-term commitment. We offer free assistance to seniors with simple tasks, and this is seeking volunteers to help bridge the gap and make meaningful differences in the senior's life.
What is Befrienders? We are a nonprofit organization. We've been in Bozeman, Gallatin Valley for 30 years. We're located on the second floor of the senior center, and we match volunteers with seniors who have limited social interaction and are lonely. And by providing that regular companionship, our volunteers improve the overall well-being and quality of life in seniors in our community.
And then, so what is Lend a Hand? Lend a Hand is a program within the Befrienders organization where we assist older adults in tasks that they can't complete on their own anymore. We provided these cost free to older adults, improving their well being by supporting community engagement, aging in place, and providing practical assistance.
So just some do's and don'ts that we ask. So for inappropriate activities would be no medication help, no monetary exchange or advice, no religious or political talk, no toiletry, grooming, no caretaking. If you're ever asked to do something that wasn't in the task description and you're not comfortable with it, you can always say, oh, it's against the guidelines, so I can't do that. And then no overnights or driving the senior or their vehicle without consent from our executive director and signing the driving agreement waiver. And then appropriate activities would be you can help with mail, technology help, seasonal needs, household needs, reoccurring tasks like helping take out the trash once a week. If you want to do like every Tuesday at 5 and that works for you, that works for us. Just letting us know and keeping us in the loop with everything and then socializing with your senior.
And then, so for our policies and agreements, for tasks, it's vital that the volunteer arrives on time to the appointment that's been coordinated between the volunteer and the senior. In the event that the volunteer is unable to make the appointment, we ask the volunteer contact the senior as soon as possible to reschedule. And if the volunteer cannot reschedule, we ask the volunteer contacts us, befrienders, and we can arrange for another volunteer to take on that task. For insurance, Befrienders is not liable for any damage or injury that may occur while volunteering. The volunteer assumes all foregoing risks and accepts personal responsibility for any personal damage or injury to themselves. And then lastly, money. So seniors are responsible for paying any fees associated with the task, such as dump fees, light bulbs, batteries, etc. The volunteer is responsible for providing the senior with a receipt indicating that the volunteer paid for the costs associated with the task and needs to be reimbursed by the senior. And then volunteers cannot accept payment from seniors for lend a hand tasks. If seniors request to pay for the service, we ask the volunteer direct them to make a donation to Befrienders Lend a Hand program, and that enables us for more volunteering opportunities for other seniors.
And then continued, so for safety, we ask volunteers to not do any tasks that may cause injury to themselves. We want to keep our volunteers safe and in good health. If you get to the task and you realize, like, oh, I cannot physically do this, use your discretion and keep yourself safe and know that it's okay. If you can't do the task, let us know and we can arrange for another volunteer to take on that task. For transportation, you're not allowed to drive the senior that you're performing the task for unless you have signed the driving agreement and talked to our executive director, Kristen. And this is my not be that common, but if you find that, oh, I would love to take my senior to a doctor's appointment, it's up to you and what your time permits and whatnot. And then task completion, we require that volunteers text us or call us within 48 hours. Sometimes it's easier where right when you're done with the task, when you're getting in your car, shooting us a text, calling us, or emailing us and just letting us know your feedback on the process, the task, and your interaction with the senior. And then photographs as well. This can help us with like promotional purposes and funding, showing the impact of our program. So if you and the senior are comfortable sending us photos of you guys doing the task, we'd love to see those and use it to further send out, lend a hand to other parts of Gallatin Valley and Park County.
And then so once you've chosen a task, now what do you do? So you're going to contact the senior. You'll call the senior's phone to introduce yourself and schedule the task, and their phone number will be listed on the Point app. If there's no answer, try calling us at your own convenience. And if you've tried more than 3 times, reach out to Befrienders staff and we'll work on getting a hold of them for you. And then you'll schedule the task. So you'll want to coordinate a day and a time that work for both you and the senior. And you'll make sure to confirm the details clearly to avoid any confusion for the senior. So you'll call them ahead of time and let them know.
Oh yeah, and I'll just mention that when like confirming the task with the senior over the phone, if it's like Tuesday, May 13th at 5 p.m., just saying that a couple times just to confirm they're writing that on the calendar and they have it on the right spot.
And then completing the task, you'll want to arrive on time and complete the agreed upon task safely and efficiently. And you'll take opportunity to engage with your senior if possible. So if you have any extra time, a lot of our seniors are socially isolated and they really appreciate if you could speak with them or, don't feel free to introduce yourself and don't be shy to talk about yourself. And then you'll report back to Befrienders. So notify Befrienders staff within 48 hours of completing the task and share any feedback or insights about the process or the interaction with your senior.
And then arriving at your task, so calling them in the morning and just letting them know you'll be there whenever you'll be there during that time, and then calling 30 minutes to 15 minutes before you arrive, telling them your name again, telling them what kind of car you drive and what you're wearing. It can just give them a peace of mind that you're the right person that's in their home helping with the task, and then kind of like an Uber style confirmation, and then yeah.
And then, so for our lend a hand guidelines and boundaries, transportation services, volunteers cannot drive seniors unless explicitly approved by a signed waiver from our Befrienders Executive Director, Kristen. And then caregiving tasks. So tasks involving personal care, such as bathing, feeding, or administering medication, are beyond the scope of the lend a hand program and are not required by our volunteers. High risk tasks and inappropriate tasks. So any task that could pose a safety risk to the volunteers, such as climbing ladders or working at heights, using heavy machinery or power tools, or picking up animal droppings, are also outside of the scope of our lend a hand volunteering. And then payment for services. So volunteers cannot accept direct payment from seniors for tasks. If a senior insists for payment, kindly direct them back to make a donation to the Befrienders Lend a Hand program instead.
Yes. And then building connections, as some of our seniors may be experiencing loneliness and isolation. If you recognize that they want to have a conversation, we encourage that you spend time chatting with them, playing a game, learning about each other's lives, reconnecting them with the community, and don't be afraid to share about yourself.
And then for our lend a hand impact stories, so I've regularly been working with Mary T and taking out her trash, and over time we've formed a very meaningful bond together. Now we have a weekly meeting time where I take out her trash and I also ensure her safety and check in on her and see how Mary's doing. And then this consistent support for her provides her with the comfort of knowing someone cares and is checking in on her. And then Pat S needed help rearranging furniture, so 2 of our lend a hand volunteers stepped in to assist. And after completing the task, they stayed a bit longer to spend some more time with Pat, who often spends a lot of time alone. Together, they played board games and enjoyed meaningful conversation, turning a simple task into a memorable connection. And this experience brightened everyone's day, highlighting the power of friendship in our community.
And then just touching on elder abuse, that social isolation is a key risk factor for elder abuse, and it does go underreported just because they're adults and people feel like, oh, it's not my business, but it is a vulnerable cohort. So just seeing if you do recognize anything, that we're here to support you, and call us and let us know if you saw anything, and we can help fill out a report or call the right people that can help assist in making sure that senior is safe. Um, And then how you can support Befrienders is we do background checks that are $20, and it's not a requirement that you pay for that, but it's greatly appreciated if you are able to, which can just help cover those costs and whatnot like that. But no worries if not, we just appreciate your time. So thank you. And
And
then
then once you're ready, you're going to download the Point app. The application in the App Store will look like one of these little logos here at the bottom of the screen. You're going to search Point in the App Store to download, and you're going to look up Befrienders as an organization. From there, you'll press join, and we will accept you as a volunteer for the organization once we see that on our side. There's links listed below right there for you as well.
And then, yeah, and we will do the background check, get that done as quickly as possible. And then we'll move you into the section where you can see the tasks then. And from there, you can choose and call them and set it up. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to us. You can call, text, email us, whatever is convenient for you, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And then, even if before the task, reach out to us, let us know if you have any questions. And then, yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. We're excited to have you part of Lend a Hand, and we are excited to help the seniors in our community, and we look forward to it. All right. Have a great day. Thank you.